I silenced you. How are you still making noise? There. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. My name is May, also known as 3 Stitches Short on Instagram and Ravelry, and this is the Stitching Tendencies podcast. This is my tacky little awkward ADD corner of the internet where I share what I've been working on, my knitting wins and fails and everything in between. I do primarily knit, but I do also sew, quilt, cross stitch, and crochet. So this podcast is pretty much just whatever crafty thing I've been up to lately. Today I have some sewing finishes, some knitting, and a lot of acquisitions. Oh my god. I should take a page from Kevin and Ray and just call it Breaking the Bank already because yowza. Yeah. So let's see. Today is Monday, May 15th. It has been about 3 weeks since my last confession. Yeah. Let me just start by saying I hope everyone who identifies as a mother yesterday had a lovely Mother's Day. I had a beautiful day in with my girls because my husband had to work, and then the night before we celebrated, so it was a pretty lovely weekend. I don't know, I feel like I'm missing something. You get in a habit of recording every week or couple weeks, and then you go a little bit longer and it's like, I have completely forgotten how to do any of this. Like, I have no clue what I'm doing anymore. I've got notes, but they mean nothing, so. Alright, so let's just dive on in. We will get started with some sewing. First thing first, as my returning viewers may recall, we were working on some Simpsons curtains for my husband's basement. And I'm going to, they are like technically done, been tried, and need a revision. So I'm going to share all of that information here because he's tired of waiting. So today's probably the last time I'm going to show this. Okay. So we started with this fabric. Look how fun this is. And I got this from Aunt Joanne. And I really liked how it's directional, horizontal wise, but it wasn't directional vertically. And so I made the first 4 panels and then realized, oh shoot, I mismeasured a window. I need at least 5 panels. Well, my husband, being who he is, said, I want to make things more difficult. And instead of just getting a simple solid blue contrast for that one window, he said, I want a contrast printed fabric. And I want all the windows to have that contrast printed fabric. So instead of having to go get extra fabric for 1 or 2 more panels, I had to go get extra fabric for 3 more panels. And that is what I did. This was the fabric that he had decided that he wanted. And I have these folded separately, apparently. They are pretty much done. Good to go. Everything great. The problem is his fault. 1000% his fault. I measured everything perfectly, and they fit the windows in question beautifully. And the problem is that he, in his infinite wisdom, picked out curtain rods that are much thicker than what I originally accounted for. Not a problem. I went and got some contrast fabric. This is the original contrast fabric I was going to pick when doing the, like, when he's like, oh no, you need more fabric. I was like, okay, I'll just make 2 panels with this. I think that would look really cool. He didn't want that. So I did end up getting some of this. This is just basic cotton. And what I am going to do is I am going to make a new casing. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use about 6.5 inches, which folded in half would give me 3.25 inches, which then attached would give me about a 3-inch casing for the curtain rod to fit through. And that's what I'm probably going to do. No, that's not what I'm probably going to do. That is what I am going to do. So probably today, hopefully before work, I can get the casings all like together and then sewn probably during like downtime at work if we have any. That would be lovely. On a Monday, on a military payday, I'm high. No. Okay, so I didn't think about that. No, that's not happening today. I'll probably get the casings like cut and ironed and the hems sewn, and then I'll probably have to do the the sewing like tomorrow, because there's no way it's gonna happen today on a military payday at work. Nope. I am having a lovely cup of cocoa in my Hello Gorgeous cup that I got from Disney World when we went in August. Guys, we loved it so much. We are already planning to go back next year. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so fun. Okay. So those will be done. Those will be finished in the next couple days. Like, I am so done with those. But with the extra fabric, I made him a little bowl koozie. It's not very deep because that's not how he likes them. He likes to be able to use them for a plate if wanted. So a very, very shallow bowl koozie. And it's reversible with both fabrics. Now, I do not buy special thread to make these, so he knows better, and they are not microwave safe. And because I wasn't going to buy special thread for it, I did not put the special batting in here. So this is just like regular 80-20 batting with the scrim, and it is what it is. He knows better than to microwave these. So he also got a quilted alarms because I'm not usually up this morning. Oh my god, guys, it is 7:30 in the morning. And I woke up at 6 and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get up because I'm trying to move to a first shift at work. And so I'm like, okay, I've got to start getting up early anyway. That's fine. I'm up. Let's just get going. I'm like, oh, it's early enough. I can record before the kids wake up. I'm down here finishing a toe, and I hear, "Mama, where are you?" And I'm like, damn it. Like, any other day you sleep until 10 a.m. Today you're up at 6:45. What the heck? Anyway, so this is the first thing I have quilted in about 4 years. I totally messed up this corner, but he didn't notice, nor does he care. And it is a reversible, ooh, there's threads there that need to be snipped. Okay. It is a reversible coaster for his work desk. And he also got a reversible quilted mug rug. How cute is this? And it's like, I've got enough fabric. I might make him like a placemat for the dinner table with this fabric. I think that'd be cute for everybody to have like their own placemats. But yeah, so that is that. Let's see. My next finished object. Where did you go, my dear? Here it is. And you guys are gonna love that. Let's get that the heck away. Don't want to stain this. I have to get this like packaged up into an aunt this week to give to a cousin who's getting married, which means you all now know what this is. But look at it. It's done. Guys, it is so lovely. Oh, I'm putting mohair in my face and I'm allergic to mohair, so that's going to be fun. This is the first version of Love is Triangular. This will be released June 1st. It has been to the editors. It's in the process of getting like formatted editing, just so it's like a pretty format and everything. I love this. It is the softest, like this is a light pink. This is like an even softer baby pink, and I am obsessed. So I used Rowan Kid Silk. Yeah, it's like 70% kid mohair, 30% silk. And then I used sheepjust alpaca as like the base. And oh, it came out just so gorgeous. So the pattern is pretty simple. I'm so excited to release this. This pattern is called Love is Triangular, as a homage to Love is Love, and I believe that everybody deserves love. And so, yeah, this is going to go to one of our favoriteest cousins' fiancés for the wedding. I love those hearts. Look at those hearts. They're so cute. I knit this, and the pattern, what's it called? The project page is linked below. The pattern is going to be released on June 1st for Pride. Unfortunately, there's been some injuries and loss with my testers. So while nobody else has finished it, the pattern has been tested. Like there's one person who was like 2 or 3 repeats away from testing. So I am confident in the pattern. I just need to finish formatting it, and we will have it released for Pride. I'm so excited. And this will be sent to Hannah. And I'm even more excited because I was really concerned. I clearly overpurchased. I was used to doing like Stephen West shawls, where I needed 500 grams of fingering weight, and I did the math, and I'm like, okay, so 200 grams of each in lace weight will be enough, because, you know, that's like 100 grams equals 800 meters, roughly speaking. Because 25 grams is 200 meters in lace. And so that is like 50 grams of fingering. And so I did like, so 50 grams equals one fingering. And so I said, okay, I'll get enough for like 4 skeins of fingering, which was like 200 grams of each one. And that was way too much. I have 125 grams plus the leftover. So I have 128 grams of the kid silk left. And I have 123 grams of the alpaca left. And one of my fellow Love and Stitchers members was watching this last week. I think she's Love and Stitches. Allison, are you Love and Stitches? I think you are. I'm pretty sure you are. Anyway, now that's gonna eat at me. But she messaged me and she's like, I will take that kid silk from you when you're done. I'm like, done, because I'm allergic and I don't want to keep it in the house. I get so like itchy and sneezy in my face. It's just not a fun experience. So very happy that that's done. I'm very happy to get it to its recipient. I'm going to package it up today and make a special trip out to my aunt's house probably Wednesday because I'm off. And yeah, that is the end of that saga. Look for the pattern on June the 1st. I'm so excited. Oh, I have one other finished object, and I'll talk a little bit more about it in the whip section. But I'm going to talk about it here a little bit because look at it, it's done. I love this. This is so cute. So this is the Yarn Cozy Light from Nitty Natty, also known as Love and Stitches. It is a cute little, not completely pinhole cast on. And it's a nice little ribbed wool cozy. She is doing a cozy along right now, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll join in that. I've got no business casting anything new on, but I'll do it. So this, so I had to flip my tablet upside down because of the charger. I didn't charge my tablet, and I'm like, I'm not waiting to record, so I just plugged it in and flipped it upside down, and hopefully it works. So my camera's a little different today, but this is what it looks like. Nice and stretchy. And this is for 100 gram skein. And I've decided, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I've decided I want something with that, like a sweater with like that reverse ribbing on it. I think that would be really cool. All right. So this one was made with leftovers from Trilogy Yarns. This colorway is called Don't Be Sassy. And I originally made my daughter a hat and cowl combo. So that's fun. All right. Let's see. On to my whips. All right. This is something you guys have seen before, but not like this. It's coming along. I changed the bag, I changed the stitch marker, so it's basically a new whip. kind of. This is in my Stitching the High Notes. Yes. Stitching the High Notes bag. I got this bag from the Trilogy Yarn Halloween Advent in 2021. Look how cute it is. Oh, I love it. The theme that year was Practical Magic, which I think is pretty fitting. And this is, let me just lay that down because the camera's at the bottom instead of the top, like things that aren't normally in view are in view now. So the last time you saw this, first of all, I was only holding the wool single, so it was fingering weight. Now I'm holding it double, and so it's DK. And I don't know how far I was, but I was frustrated enough that I ripped it all out, rewound my cakes into a single. So this is 200 grams of fingering weight wound together for one big wool. And I just finished the 5th medium baskets. So this marker here is just to give me like a halfway point while I'm knitting. I will move it up for the next podcast. But I completely started over and I am loving it. I'm so excited for this. This is the Basket Weaver shawl by none other than Mr. Stephen West. Look at it. It's so pretty. I can't wait to get this blocked. I have 15 baskets left. So, I mean, realistically, if I do one repeat a day, I can get this done in 15 days. That's probably not going to happen just because I have this thing where I don't do what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, this is like technically the halfway point because I've got 15 baskets done and I've got 15 baskets left. So I'm calling this half done. I'm so excited. The wool that I'm using is a 75/25 superwash merino nylon. It is my Logan base, and the color is called Spirit Banisher because you smudge with sage and it's sage green. Haha, I'm funny. I mean, I'm not, but I pretend I am. So if you could laugh with me, that'd be great. I'd rather you not laugh at me, but if I'm laughing, then we're fine. But yeah. And look at this cute little gummy bear. Anybody else get the not Love and Stitches. Anybody else get the Sock Yarn Society? And when you get the when you got the gummy bear looking one, you're like, 'cause I'm a gummy bear. Yeah, I'm a gummy bear. Like literally I look at this and it brings me so much joy. So yeah. So that is the wool. The needles are my 5-inch, I think, ChiaoGoo interchangeables. And I am using 4.5 millimeters, which is what he calls for in the pattern. So we are knitting these ones. We're knitting this pretty much exactly to pattern. No deviations because I wasn't feeling the, what's it called? The fingering weight. I wasn't feeling that after all. So look how pretty it is. I love it. I love it. There's something about a good basket weaving pattern that I'm just like, yes, give me all of it. All right. So whip number 2 is living in a shocker Knit for Brains bag. Now I am re-knitting my that's the needle. Okay. I am re-knitting my No Need to Panic sweater. This is my first one. I'm currently wearing it. I figured I'd wear it a few times before I rip it out. But this is my new No Need to Panic, and I am in the middle of a row. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm using the traveling loop method. And it's just an easier way for me to not do the magic loop method. I am on the 3rd yoke increases. I just started the 3rd yoke increases last night. And for those of you who are like, huh, May, your first one only has 2 of that little design increase. That's kind of cool. This one has 3. What's going on? Yeah, I don't know. So I did not read something in this area correctly. And that is okay. Because now I got little diamonds and then I got big diamonds. So it's fine. And I got done with my little diamonds and I'm like, huh, that looks a little small. And I looked back at the directions and I'm like, oh, I skipped a few steps. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. If I do this, I'll end up with 2 extra rows. And so I did it. And then I counted my rows. And I was 1 short. I don't know. But in the grand skein of things, in the grand skein of things, that's totally my new thing. In the grand skein of things, 1 row is not going to make the end of the world. Especially because this is already like a little bit too big for me anyway. So it's going to be fine. And I'm trying this on religiously as I go, which is why I have it on such a big needle right now. And yeah, so the first change I implemented from this one to this one is I am going to end up knitting the size 1 instead of the size 2. I obviously deviate as desired where it makes sense. The stitch count's the same. The rows are roughly the same. It's fine. It's fine. I am using Chalgy Red Lace 4mm needles. Which is to pattern. I'm knitting it on the same needles that's called for. And my gauge is just a little bit tighter, if I recall from when I knit this one, which means it'll just be a little bit small, which is fine because I am okay with negative ease in the chest as long as it's not too positive of ease in the sides. So that is fine. I'm using a little Arkansas Yarn Co. stitch marker. I think, first of all, it's a beautiful contrast there. But that's just to remind me where my actual beginning of round is, because on the traveling loop, it's not always the easiest to recall. And yeah, so I am hoping to get the yoke done probably this week. I don't think it'd be unreasonable for me to get the yoke done this week. I did do the short rows, and I think I might add some short rows in the back when I'm nearly done, just to give my booty a little more coverage, because I do need a little more coverage in the booty than I need in the front. So there is that. I am using Primrose Yarn Co. in the Roan DK, and this is called Elderwood. And I think this is a gorgeous color. I can't wait. So the plan is, and I'll talk a little more about this, but I'm going to knit the No Need to Panic in this, and then with the recycled yarn from this and the leftover of this, I should be able to get a bean and olive grown up. And I think that's going to be so fun. And this is 60% superwash merino. And this is, it's 60% superwash, American superwash merino, and 40% domestic non-superwash merino. So it's still 100% merino. It's still mostly superwash. I think that extra toothiness will help me with the color work and making sure that it's not, like, not that it won't, like, I don't want it to felt, but I want it to be toothy and that it will grab on and maybe, like, I don't know. I have this thing where if you pull on color work, you can see the floats in the back, and I don't know if that's a me issue or if that's the way color work just is. But I'm hoping with a little bit of a toothier wool, it'll like grab on and you won't see that. That's my goal anyway. So that is this project. Let's see. Next up was supposed to be the cozy along. I'm bad at this. So I went through, I think this is it. I went through, and anything over like 50 grams I have in a separate container because that can be totally used for a full project. But I went through all my I went through all my scraps, and I've got up to 20 grams, so more than 10 but less than 20, and then up to 50 or up to 40 or something like that. And then I have another one running around that's less than 5 but up to 10. So I have 3 bags of minis, or not minis, I keep saying minis. I have got 3 bags of scraps that I have a few scrappy ideas for. One of which is the Cozy Along that's being hosted by Nitty Natty. I started with 33 grams of the Don't Be Sassy. I used 13 grams for the 100 gram. And if that is any indication between what the pattern calls for and everything, I've got like 17 grams left. I should be able to get a 50 gram and a 20 gram out of the leftover. So I will have like a full set in the Don't Be Sassy, which I think is going to be so cool because when I see this wool, I think about my daughter and how much fun I had knitting that little set for her. And so that's really exciting for me. So I have one page that I am putting. That's the 4-year-old. Yeah, she's singing. I'm trying to listen. Is she screaming? Is she crying or is she singing? I sent her down to the basement to play video games with Papa. It's fine. But I have one page. I have it linked in the whips because all of the cozies that I make for the Cozy Along, which at this point is probably just going to be the one, I am going to put in that one thing. It doesn't make sense to have a whole page for like each individual cozy. That just doesn't seem right. So this was number 1. Whip number 4 is a hoe. These are my May Desert Vista Dye Works. I love them so much. That's a big one. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. I don't plan. And I do plan. I just plan the wrong things. So once again, I am trying to figure out what I'm doing. It's fine. This is, currently what I'm doing for my own socks. I'm going to actually wash and block this and see if it actually works for my foot. But on a 2mm needle, I am doing 64 stitches, 15 rounds for the cuff. I go down to 60 stitches for the leg. This one I did 50 stitches for the leg, shadow wrap heel, 50 rounds for the leg, shadow wrap heel, 50 rounds for the foot, and then the rounded knit toe. I did 60 stitches for the foot, where I've been doing 56 stitches previously for the last few pairs. I don't know, I just wanted to try it out, see how it fits. Look how pretty it is. So that is my hoe. And then I am on the cuff. And nope, these are not matching. That's okay. I think they're gonna be okay enough that it'll be fine. So I have, oh god, it's on the black part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm about halfway, a little more than halfway done with the second cuff. I think she's singing Into the Unknown. So I'm about halfway done with the second cuff. And these are Scooby Dooby Zombody Doo. Regardless of the stitch count and regardless of who I'm making them for, 100% the right way to make a sock is 9-inch circular needles, cuff down with a shadow wrap heel. I will fight you for this. Not really. But that is my preferred way to do it. Like, yeah, I can do several other methods. This is just my preferred way because, one, I don't like the way bind-offs look when you do toe up. 2, it's the easiest cuff in my opinion. And 3, when you're done with the sock, you're done with the sock. Like, it's done. Like, I literally just had to Kitchener the toe and weave in the ends. So, yeah. All right. Let's put these away. And my last whip to share today, I am over there. Okay, so this is my Lithic Cowl by Jude Harper. Look at it. I am on the 19th color stripe, and that gradient is just looking so good. The colors are Dragon Horde Yarns 31 Days of Myths, which was a Halloween advent in 2021. And, oh, so pretty. My favorite two really are days 1 and 2. Day 1 is more aqua turquoisey. Day 2 is definitely a lot more green, but still in the teal family, I think. I love it. These are so gorgeous. So I am on colorway 19, which is a green and brown, very foresty looking colorway. And I've got 12 left. I am so excited about this. The colors are Coal Miner's Daughter, the gray. Sorry, not the colors. The grays are the leftovers of prior projects I'd done. So Coal Miner's Daughter, which I used, I believe, for this one. Yeah. Coal Miner's Daughter I used for my painting honeycombs, which was done with these minis as well. And then Grayscale, which I used for my painting waves shawl. And now I'm up to Silver, which I used in my shawlography. So even though it's the first like neck piece I'm doing that's not actually a Stephen West pattern, I'm still using scraps from Stephen West patterns. This here, this little palm tree, is where I was the last time I showed it. And that's where I'm at now. Now, I only work on this while I'm at work. And I only work 4 days a week technically, but these last couple weeks I've only had 2 days of work a week, partially because of vacation, partially because of internet issues. But yeah, so I've done like 8.5, 9 colors in the last like 2 weeks, which is fantastic. My goal is to finish this by the end of the month. I am using, I think these are 3.25 millimeter needles. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry. So if you haven't made one of these, go make it. All right, so I will put this here. And again, surprise, surprise, Knit for Brains. I love Knit for Brain bags. They're so well made. All right. Let's see. Now, my knitting goals for May. Haven't really done a whole lot of this, but I'm thinking what I'm really going to focus on. I've got about 2 weeks left. I want to get this done, which, you know, I knit at work, so if it doesn't, that's totally fine. But I would really, really like to finish the Litmus Cowl. I've got 15 baskets left. I think I'd really, really like to get this done, because even if I do, I think like one repeat a day, 1 basket a day is totally doable. So I think I'd like to get this done. This is not due until the end of July. So if I don't get it done, again, not the end of the world. I just think I'd really like to have one last shawl on the needles. I don't want to cast a new shawl on, and I need to. So I want to get this done first. Plus I need the needles for something, so. Obviously my Desert Vista dye work socks have to get done in order to continue in the challenge that I'm working on. So these will probably be a priority in the next day or so to get those done. And yeah, I can knit an entire sock during work. But, you know, I'll probably just do it in the mornings or something. The sweater, I'm not really on a timeline. If I happened to, by some miracle, get the, what is that called? If I got the basket weaver done, and I got my Desert Vista dye work socks done, then the next thing that I am casting on is my Love is Asymmetrical shawl. Now this is another one of my designs. And I am scrapping what I've currently got and starting over. Oh god, that's really blown out. So the first rendition of the shawl, and I actually started this before I started my Love is Triangular. But the first rendition of the shawl, the peaks were not symmetrical, and that was driving me nuts. So then I got the peaks symmetrical, but there wasn't enough space between the cables. So I have to go back and remath that. Thankfully, I took what I learned from here and applied that to Love is Triangular. So now I just have to like reverse that math and get it back to here. The other thing that I don't know, and I know it blocked out with the Love is Triangular, is that this little tip really likes to like get curly on you. And I don't know if on this type of pattern, if that would actually block out or not. So I need to do a little more math with that and test it. And that's fine. So I am, like I said, I'm going to scrap this one. And that is okay. And I am going to start over and make my By Pride version of the Love is Asymmetrical. Look at that, it's a bee. So I have actually another 100 grams of each of these. Do I think I'm going to need them? I have no idea. But I am going to knit it. Since it's knit from the bottom up, I'm going to start with the blue. That is really blown out, and it's because of the light. I've got the windows open. Like, the blues are getting really blown out, but like the purple and pink are fine. That's weird. So I'm going to start with the blue, then purple, then pink. Now, do I want to do big chunks and just let it go? Or do I want to do little, like each heart be a repeat in a different color? I don't know what I'm going to do with that either, which is another reason why I'm not casting on until I finish at least one of my shawls that are currently on the needle, because I have my basket weaver and then I have my twist and turns that are both still on needles. So I want one of those done before I cast that on. Let's see. I have made a pretty big decision. I love this sweater. I still wear this sweater. But there are quite a few things about it that I'm just not happy with. First of all, the sleeves. I think I do actually want them to be a little longer, but also I don't want this, which is why I'm reknitting it. Yes, in a different color, but I'm still reknitting it. And so this is going to be completely frogged, and I'm going to turn it into a different sweater. This, again, is really blown out. This is a love note I did for Rhinebeck last year. And it totally works for exactly how I wanted it to work for the outfits that I wanted it. But I was too scared to do the short rows at the back, and I did not bind off effectively, and so the cuffs are just a little bit too tight. I used about two and a half skeins for this. I still have 2.5 of this left, so I am going to rip this out, reknit it. We're going to do a different bind off for the sleeves. We're going to add a little bit of length, so that's a little more versatile. And then I am going to do the short row shaping in the back. Love this sweater, love this color, love this wool. I am also going to go down a needle size, even if that means I need to go up in the size that I knit. Just because I don't like how loose the gauge is. I think it's making the wool pill a little bit too excessively. And I think if it was knit tighter, it would pill a little bit less. I don't want to have to give my sweater a shave every time I wear it. So, get that. I love it. This is Till We Meet Again from Trilogy Yarns. It was a custom dye. She did a whole sweater quantity for me. And I am going to, what I'll probably do is once I get past the chest, once I get past the lace, is when I will start helically knitting in the new wool, just so I have a good gradual like mix of the old and new wool. Because I mean, definitely I don't want to remake what I have and then run out of wool and then oops, like there's a demarcation. Because that's one of the things I really don't like about this sweater, is that there is a very obvious line of demarcation of where I change skeins, and that's another one of the reasons why I'm really unhappy with it. And so I'm definitely taking steps to make sure that I don't have that issue again. Finally, my Rocket tee. First of all, I do not actually like it in a solid like I thought I would. I love the pattern. It's a great pattern. I don't like it in the solid color that like I thought I would. So that is one thing I'm changing. I am actually going to do stripes. And then I do not like how I did the hemline, or how I did the hem. It's an I-cord hem, which is great, but I did the wrong decrease, and so it makes the hem look a little weird. So I am going to rip this out, and this is about 2.5 skeins, and I still have the leftovers, which is about another 50 grams. So I think I'm going to make like a tank top or something out of this. When I remake this, I'm going to do everything the same, except I'm going to knit a smaller size. I don't want it to be so oversized. And I think I'm going to add some short row, some waist shaping to it, just so it's not quite so boxy. I would rather have it a little slimmer in the waist and then longer, even if it's like, that's just my preference. I'd like it to be a little more fitted, but longer. So that's what I'm doing. Like how cute this is. And the thing about this is that it's got a faux seam. It's got this faux seam, so putting in some shaping here would be really easy to just like do some additional decreases on the opposite rows. So yeah, it'll be easy. Like what I'm gonna do is super easy. That is that. On to acquisitions. Yeah, acquisitions. Yay. Okay. Let's see. I've got a lot here, actually. I kind of went a little crazy. Alright, so I'll start with the sewing acquisitions. When I went to Joann's to get the fabric to fix the curtains, I took my daughter. Big mistake. And I got this fabric. She wants me to make matching dresses for her and Sissy. So I got 3 yards of this. I think that's probably way too much. Honestly, what I will probably end up doing is just making skirts. I think that would be really cute to make a skirt with this, and I could make probably a bunch of skirts for all the girls. I got 3 yards. So I could probably make a bunch of skirts for like my girls and their cousins to all have matching skirts. Actually, I think that'll be really cute. I might be doing that. I think I'm probably gonna do that. We'll see. Lily's almost 5, but she is still like wearing like chest circumference wise, she could still wear a 2T. She's small, and that's because of her heart problems. And so it's fine. She has a cousin that's almost a year younger, like just over a year younger, exactly. Or just under a year. It's like she was born on the 16th and Lillie was born on the 27th. So they're like almost exactly a year apart. And she's in like a 5T or a 6T. And so I think I should have enough. And then they are due with a sibling. Oh God, Stelly's gonna get a sibling like next week, maybe the week after, anytime now. Like, last I saw my sister-in-law, she was still carrying very high. So I think that little girl is going to be just as stubborn as my niece. So we'll see. I think she's due the 19th, but I'd be willing to bet she goes over again, which is fine. And that baby will make its day when it makes its day. So that is the sewing acquisition. Then I did a little bit, I was on the D-Stash site a little bit, and I got these. These are Dragon Horde yarns in the color Spectral Lace. That is so gorgeous. This is on the Myth fingering base. Such a pretty, like, dusty rosy pink. That's actually pretty accurate to how it looks. And I am going to make probably a tank top, maybe a bralette. My Knitterino group has gone like knit along, make along like crazy lately. And so I think next on our docket is like a bralette tank top type style piece. And I think that's what I'm going to use this for. I had a different top in mind, but I think that would be a nice little neutral color for me that I could wear during the summer. So that'll be that. I went to my local yarn store around the tables just to get out of the house, sit and knit for a bit. And I had been complaining to my husband about my cable needle when I was doing the Love is Triangular shawl. So they had these by Coco Knits, and these are, oh my God, magical. First of all, I kind of want to get my scepter pierced. Or just I'm funny. I swear I'm funny. No, but really, my old cable needle was like 6 inches, and it was just so fiddly trying to maneuver it for that cabling, and I need a cable needle. If it's more than 1/1 cables, I need a cable needle. So this is the one that I got. It actually was a 2-pack, and they are 2.5 millimeters. So unless I'm doing like actual lace, it should be fine. And this is actually my extra. I have my regular one at my knitting station. My nose is getting itchy from the mohair because, yeah. Okay. Then, while I was there, I couldn't just not get any wool. What is that? I don't know. So I got 6 of these. This is Malabriga Rios in teal feathers, which I am obsessed with. Did I get 6? Yeah. Okay, I got 6. There's 5. There's another one down there. And then I got a contrast color in ivory. And this is going to be a colorwork sweater. Which one? I'm not entirely sure yet. If I need to go get more ivory, I know I can go get more, but I know 6 skeins is going to be more than enough for me to make a sweater quantity for myself. So that is going to be a sweater. I'm so excited for that. Again, I have no idea which sweater it's going to be, but it's going to be a colorwork sweater. All right, then I got this. This was, I think, May of 2021 or this was like May of 2022. This was like one of the first or second sock yarn societies that I got. It's really blown out, sorry. The foes of natural light, I guess. And I do have another light on, but the natural light is the reason everything's blowing out. But this was a set, I think this was like May or June of last year. And I loved it so much that I actually had them send me a second one. I'm wild. And then it just sat there and I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. And so I finally made the decision that I'm going to use this for my Pure Joy by Joji Locatelli, which is on my Make 9 for this year. And I don't know how many of those I'm going to get to. I've got a lot of other crap going on. But I do want to make my Pure Joy by Joji Locatelli. So I got this and I'm like, okay, is that enough? And no. According to the instructions, this is about 200 meters. No, it's not. It's less than that. It's 87 yards, so it's about 70 meters. And according to the pattern, I need like 300 meters. And this, like, together with both, it's like 140. So this is only about half of what I would need. And so I went to Arkansas Yarn Co. And they had one skein left of that color. I am so excited. Like, when Lori like sent this out, I'm like, oh my god, that's an amazing color. I'm gonna need more of that. And she goes, oh, we don't have any plans to dye a full, like, to make it part of a collection or anything. I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe someday. And she goes, maybe. And then I went and looked, and they obviously did it. And they had one skein left. And I snagged that sucker up so good. So fast. I told my husband, I'm like, I got it. So, yeah, this is going to be my Pure Joy. And I will probably make it a little larger than the pattern calls for. Maybe just because I have so much of it. But look at it. It's so pretty. Okay. So then, get that there. My boxes came. So I get the Yarnable and the Sock Yarn Society boxes because I am a spoiled brat. And this month is May for Yarnable is Unicorn Dreamscape. So pretty. And it came with this cute little Notions pouch. It came with these cute little, it's funny because I actually sell these in my shop too. I think mine are pink instead of gold, but it came with these really cute little needle stoppers. And then it came with this little, so it's got a little ring for each size, needle or hook. So on one side it's needles. Is that gonna focus? I'm like trying to hide my face so it'll focus on that instead. I don't think it is. Okay, anyway, one side is for needles and one side is for hooks, and it's got the number, like it's got the metric millimeters and the US sizes. And it's got this double lobster claw. It's got this double lobster claw, and so you hook it to the size of needle or hook that you're using so that you know which size, and then you hook the other side to your project or your project bag, like in case you need to take that hook and take it somewhere else, or if you need to put those needles on cords and take the needles for another project. And I thought that was pretty nifty. Then this is a Unicorn Dreams whipped bath soap for cleansing and softening skin, by Bella and Bean, which is kind of really cool. Don't know that we'll use this, just because we have a lot of sensitivities. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. All right, now onto the, enough appetizers, onto the entree. Guys, look at this. Oh my goodness. It's got aqua, it's got pink, it's got like some sagey green, it's got a little bit of lavender. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is so pretty. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I am excited to do something. So this was the May Yarnable. And then the May Sock Yarn Society. This one's theme was You Make My Heart Flutter. And it came with some Heart Flutter butterfly food, which is a wildflower mix. And I have to take a look to see if any of the breeds in here are invasive species or not, just because Ohio already has an issue with invasive species. So if they are, I'll probably just plant them in a planter rather than planting them in the ground. But yeah, super exciting. And then it came with more stitch stoppers, needle stoppers, needle caps, whatever you call them, are really like in right now, which is kind of good to know because I've been stocking for the shop. So it came with these butterflies. It came with a cute little blue butterfly sticker, which is like perfect for me. And then it came with the Arkansas State Resin one with little butterflies in it. And then it came with, look at how cute that little butterfly is. Oh, butterfly. I'm special. There's something wrong with me. And then, oh, look at this. Look at this. So it's got blue and pink and green and yellow and purple. Like, oh, so gorgeous. I love this. And you can see like there's more blue like down here. And it's just like tons of fun and color in it. And I love it so much. So, all right. Just a couple little acquisitions left, kind of. So for Mother's Day, my husband, on the demand of Lillie, took me back to my wool shop. And we got a few more things. So, and yes, I'm using a Joann's shopping bag because I like to reuse bags as much as possible. But Lilith asked for a sweater, and she picked out this. This is Earth Yarns Unique, which is a self-striping, and the color is called Pan 22. And so this is the color she picked. It's a pink and purplish. And I thought it was variegated. I did not know that it was self-striping. And I have no problem doing things in a variegated. Self-striping is a little harder for me because I want all the stripes to be symmetrical. So I'm like, oh crap, what do I do? Well, I had also picked out this cute little contrast. Look at how cute like that is together. Like that is super cute. And so what I think I'm gonna do, and this is also Earth Yarns, and this is called Harvest. And this is called, the colorway is called Indigo, which I think they actually dye with indigo, like the plant. So that's kind of really cool. After searching, I think I decided I have to do it pieced because the stripes. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make a little boxy by Hohe Locatelli, but this is worsted and that pattern's fingering. So I need to do a swatch to get my stitches per inch and then figure out how many stitches I need to get it the appropriate inch for the size that I need. And then from there is going to be a lot of manual calculations on getting it to the appropriate size. But I'm going to do the purple and pink stripe from, it's a bottom up sweater. So I'm going from the bottom up until about the armholes. I'm going to do in this. And then from the armholes up, I'm going to do in this. And that, once you finish, it's an inset sleeve and the sleeve should be about here on her. Then for the actual sleeves, I am going to helical knit these together. The only thing I haven't decided is if the hemline and the cuff are going to be in the solid or if the hemline and the cuff are going to be in the striping. And I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think I've got enough wool to figure out. I've got 3 here and 2 here. That is, I know, more than enough. I probably could have done, like, this would have been a sweater, and then I can, probably this will be the sweater, and then this could be a couple of accessories. She really likes matching hats. She really likes matching hats. So that is probably where that will be. Now, that is going to be her Christmas gift because she already has a sweater request for her birthday, and that's in fingering weight when it's still kind of warm because she starts school in September. As far as that is going to be her Yule Christmas gift knits this year. And you can't knit for one without knitting for the other. So my hubby picked out this really, really cute, like rosy color for Lucy. And this is called Rose Wine Tonal. This is Tina's Twisted Fibers. It's 100% superwash merino, which the other one is 100% extra fine superwash merino. So my kids are spoiled. It is what it is. But this will be a sweater for Yule for Lucy. And I got myself a single skein. This is so cute. This is called Beach House by Sweet Georgia Yarns. It's a green and blue and teal variegated tonal. I love it. What exactly it's going to be, I don't know. This one, it feels, I think this is 115 grams. It is 115 grams. And it's an 80-20. So it might be a hat. It might be socks. It might be fingering. It might be mitts. I don't know exactly. But it'll be something, and it's for me. It's the one thing for me I got this Mother's Day. Oh goodness. Okay, so that is the end of my acquisitions. Yay! 100 hour 15 minutes. I think we're good. Oh, in the last episode, I asked for some questions for the podcast, but apparently I talked too much. So some of these were really, really good, and they will be easily full episodes. Not full episodes, but like full videos. Like, what are all your whips? I definitely am probably going to do a whip parade video. So yeah, that will be there. But I did tease a bit of a giveaway. So as far as the giveaway goes, Linda Marie, thank you so much for your question. I will actually answer this one now because this one's not a very long answer. What is your absolute favorite pattern and what is your favorite yarn to knit with? So I don't have a favorite pattern. I do have a few favorite designers. Stephen West is one of my favorite designers. Joji Locatelli, another favorite designer. I will knit a lot of those designers. I don't have a favorite pattern per se. What is my favorite yarn to knit with? That is absolutely 8515 superwash merino nylon fingering weights. A lot of the indie dyers carry this base. I carry it. It's my Leo base. And then like Arkansas Yarn Co., Hypnotic Yarns, Lolo Did It, and I think Trilogy. I'm pretty sure Trilogy has it. But it is super soft. It is super squishy. And I just really, really like this yarn. It's actually what I'm giving away. This was the Lillie May October 2022 skein. And this is on the Leo base. This is on the Leo base. And yeah, so Linda Marie, thank you so much for your question and for your comment. I definitely appreciate it. Send me an email or hit me up on Instagram or Discord or really anywhere. 3stitchesshort@gmail.com is my email. It's the number 3 stitches short. Make sure to reach out to me so I can get you your prize out. In other news on the giveaways, Megan Hibb, if you're watching, please reach out to me to claim your prize from the prior giveaway that I did. Just because I checked my email, I checked my junk, everything this morning. I have not gotten an email from you, nor have I gotten a message on Instagram or anything. So please, Megan, give me a little message. I just need your address so I can get that shipped out to you. All right, so I think that is it. There's a lot today. Thank you if you're still here. I'm hoping next time I'll get into the reading and watching stuff, because I have been reading and I have been watching. I just feel like an hour and 18 minutes is already a lot. You know what, whatever. If you're only here for the knitting, great. Thank you so much. If you're here for the other life stuff, pull up a seat. So, all right, let's do a couple of these questions. Some of these are really fun. So, what is your favorite object? What type of object do you like knitting the most? Honestly, I think shawls and I like everything. I don't really have like, oh, I like this the most. It depends on my mood. I really like shawls. I have 4 over there, and they're all Stephen West. Huh. Interesting. I've got 4 finished Stephen West shawls over there. I've got 2 Stephen West shawls on the needles. So I definitely like shawls. I have 3 sweaters here. I mean, I just started knitting in 2019, really 2020. Excuse me. I really started knitting in 2020. So we are 2020, 2021, 2022. We're about halfway through my 4th year of knitting. And I think the item I knit, like the physical number of items I knit the most is probably socks, followed by hats. And then sweaters, because I did like 10 sweaters one year for Yule, and then shawls. But as far as what I like the most, I don't know. I've never actually really thought about it. I enjoy everything. I wouldn't knit it if I didn't like it. So yeah. How long does it usually take you to complete a pair of socks? This is a mood-based question, and sometimes a deadline-based question. If I have a deadline, I can knit a pair of socks in 2 days. Like full 50 to 70 row legs, 2 days. If I don't have a timeline or other things are captivating me, I mean, my Desert Vista dye work socks, which are usually done at this point in the month, have been there for 2 weeks. So I've spent 2 weeks on a single sock. So the fastest I've ever knit is a sock a day. And I can do an entire sock during a shift at work. I already answered that one. If you had the time, resources, and energy, what is one hobby you'd love to do? I would love to get a long arm machine and get into long arm quilting my own quilts. I think that would be super fun. And that is not a time and energy limitation. That is a resources limitation, because those machines are like $15,000 to $20,000. And as much as I am very fortunate with, our lifestyle, I am not that fortunate. And oh my God, I would love a long arm. I would love to learn how to long arm. I would love, I have the space for it. I just do not have the resources to get a long arm. Okay. Let's see. Your Love is Love shawls are so beautiful. What's the inspiration behind them? Did you come up with the motif yourself? So the inspiration behind them is love. I love hearts. I love love. I'm just totally like a girly girl in that way. As far as and that's no, I'm not. You don't have to be a girl to love love. That's stupid of me to say. I'm sorry. But I love hearts, and I love love. So that was kind of the inspiration behind it, is love and celebrating love. And then this one specifically, this design came about, like I said, I started the asymmetrical shawl first. That was my original idea. And I came up with the triangular one because the cousin is getting married, and something about a triangular shawl just is more wedding appropriate, in my opinion. So that's how I came up with this specific design. The heart motif, I Google searched lace heart knitting, and it came up with something kind of similar. And and I used that as a base. There were like 30 different knitting heart patterns. And so I found one that I liked and I used that as a base. And then the peaks were not completely symmetrical, and that was driving my little ADHD brain crazy. And so I went through and I redid the maths and I made the peaks symmetrical. So like I saw in my head what I wanted. I Googled to get like a base, and then I redesigned it to fit what I wanted. So that's how the heart motif became. So there are these two black cats, and apparently they are doing my cat's job. There's a skinny one that I call Salem, and there's a little bit of a fatter one that I call Shenanigans, and they're just two solid black cats. And Salem just came walking down my driveway holding, I don't know if it was a squirrel, a chipmunk, or it wasn't a rat or a mouse or anything. My backyard is pretty woodland. I know that's what cats do, but my goodness. I think that just shocked me. And they are going, I think that's the house they live at? They spend a lot of time in my driveway. I just saw like this like lifeless corpse in Salem's mouth. Okay. Sorry. So that is how the heart design came to be. Let's see. How did you get into yarn dyeing? And how often do you dye your own yarn? So I dye my own yarn on an as needed basis. Sorry, I am really distracted now. Thanks to those cats. I'm gonna save these last two for next time because my head is just not right now after seeing that. So I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for staying with me the extra 15 minutes. I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye.